Hello and welcome back. Welcome back. That was quick indeed. Welcome back to I'm So Beastly Trivia. I am your host, Mr. Richard. This is episode 16. Just some random cues, random cues. So who knows what's going to be asked? Who knows how many questions we're going to ask? Last round was 8. That's why I decided to do another one because honestly, I'm jonesing for some trivia. It's just been on my mind lately. So here we go. Another episode, another live episode. This one is completely random. Answers can start with any letter. So we're going to get into the rules. If you've never played with me before, welcome to I'm So Beastly Trivia. Thank you for playing. It is a fabulous, fabulous time. But we do things a little differently around here. We do not come in with a set amount of questions. We spin a wheel of 8, 13, and 21. Why those numbers? They are on the Fibonacci sequence. I tend to live my life by the sequence to some extent, as much as I can. 5 is on the sequence, but it's not enough questions. 34 is on the sequence, but it's far too many. So that's how we landed on our numbers 8, 13, and 21. Now, point system. I do not do boring 1 point per question. I don't know how many points each question is going to be worth. I spin a wheel ranging from 1 point to 233 points. If you get the question correct, boom, you get that many points. If you get it wrong, we take that many points away. Yes, this is in fact the trivia game with consequences. Now, enough about me and the game. Let's see how many random cues we're going to be asking on this one. All right, it's today's the day of 8. Big dog. Let's see how many points this fourth question is going to be worth. Oh wait, sorry. 21 points. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right, let's see. Question 1, 21. All right, and the first question of episode 16. Ooh, this is an interesting one. Question 1. Who wrote the book 1984? Who wrote the book 1984? All right, this book is actually fascinating. It talks a lot about Big Brother, not the TV show, the concept of basically how the government is constantly looking over us, watching every move we do, interfering essentially. I've actually never read the book, but I just know what it's. I know what it's about. And it's a lot more fact than fiction. And if you know, you know. All right. Question 1 for 21 points. Who wrote the book 1984? That would be George Orwell. George Orwell, not to be mistaken for Orville Redenbacher, the popcorn magnate. All right, both did good work. One created a tasty treat for the mind. The other created a tasty treat for the buds. The taste buds, if you will. All right, moving on. Question 2. Should have shuffled it up, but who's to say? Indeed. Aha! I knew I should have shuffled it. Question 2 is worth 1 point. 1 point. We will, in fact, shuffle that. All right, question 2 for 1 point. What is the capital of Iceland? What is the capital of Iceland? Iceland is a gorgeous country, by the way. I would absolutely love to go there. Invite your friends to this live. I just got notified by TikTok. So if you're on TikTok live, share this. Invite all your friends. Let's rock it. Let's have a good time. Please don't look up answers. Please do this from your dome. Be honorable, right? Have some couth. Have some honor. Be proper. Be proper here. All right. Ooh, baby, I love the way every day. Ooh. Aha. If you felt the need to comment on my comment, it probably hit a little deep, didn't it now? All right, anyway, question 2 for 1 point. What is the capital of Iceland? That would be Reykjavik. 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 It ends with a K. Yes, Reykjavik. All right. Lovely place that is. That I've heard of. They have these hot springs that you can do, hot lagoons. They look gorgeous, right? They're like white and blue and icy all over, but steaming up. Oh, just chef's kiss, I imagine. All right, question 3 is going to be worth. Let's see. Oh, keep it common. Oh, gosh darn it. 8 points. All right. Question 3 is going to be worth 8 points. Unbelievable. You know, it's much more lively when we get those fat question points, those fat pointers. It's unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Okay, interesting. Question 3 for 8 points. What animal has the longest lifespan? What animal has the longest lifespan? Oh, I'm in a real singing mood tonight. He's just singing all over the place. Oh my gosh. This animal actually has a somewhat of a connection to our previous answer. Somewhat of a connection. All right. Mainly because people often mistook, at least in the past, this place for the place in the previous answer. All right. Okay, indeed. All right. Oh, interesting. For those of you not on TikTok Live, we just got an answer that said the immortal jellyfish. Obviously, you would think, but in fact, the answer, what animal has the longest lifespan, that would be the Greenland shark. The Greenland shark. All right. Ooh. Yes, the Greenland shark. It's a super ugly fella. I don't really want to hurt its feelings, but in fact, I also don't really care that much about its feelings. But yeah, it's an ugly old son of a gun. But yeah, let's shuffle these baddies up and see what question 4 brings us. Oh no, keep going. Oh, butterscotch. Oh, yeah. 13. Question 4 is worth 13 points. Unbelievable. I don't believe it. I do not believe it. Okay, this is a cool one. Cool question. Should be well known in some circles. All right. Question 4. What is the fear of spiders called? All right. What is the fear of spiders called? The fear of spiders is if you're running away. If you see a spider and you don't come out to play. Hi. Thanks for playing. Yes. If you watch Stranger Things, you would call it the Eddie syndrome. The Eddie syndrome. Because he's always running. Ha! I don't know if you caught that, but I indeed caught that. But yes, indeed. For 13 points, question 4. What is the fear of spiders called? That would be arachnophobia. Arachnophobia. Spider is an arachnid, and phobia is the fear of. So therefore, arachnophobia is the fear of spiders. Excellent. Excellent work, fam. Now, shuffle those baddies up. Question 5. Oh my goodness, 3 points. 3 points. That's just outrageous. A measly Ron Weasley 3 points. Oh, yeah. All right, what do we have? Okay. For 3 points, question 5. What instrument measures earthquakes? All right, what instrument measures earthquakes? All right. The question is what instrument measures earthquakes, but also, for those of you with the knowledge, what causes earthquakes? That's just a bonus, not for any points, but just for fun. Oh, man, one of the comments in the TikTok live reminded me when I was in 8th grade, I was watching this video. They were showing us trying to get us stoked on the spelling bee. And this kid from Kentucky, they asked him, how do you spell mayonnaise? And so he says, mayonnaise, K. Oh, gosh. And he just, I don't know if he was doing it on purpose or if he, but this man straight up started spelling mayonnaise with a K. So obviously Kentucky doesn't know how to spell mayonnaise, the thing that they seem to eat the most, right? And put in their coffee and whatnot. If you know, you know. All right, anyway, back to the trivia indeed. Question 5, 3 points. What instrument measures earthquakes? That would be a seismograph. Also, what causes earthquakes is when tectonic plates rub against each other in opposite directions. There are other ways, but that is in fact one of the main ones. Yeah. Oh yeah. Question 6. Let's rip it. Okay. Question 6. What are you gonna do, big guy? What are you gonna do? Oh yeah. I'm question 6. I'm tough. I'm a tough guy. I'm hardcore. Okay, let's go. We got a big question. Oh, yeah. 144, baby. Let's go. This is worth... Yeah, let's go. 144. Rip it, baby. Rip it. Question 6. Okay. In science, the standard measurement for temperature is Kelvin. Okay. Absolute 0. Okay. Which is 0 Kelvin is what temperature in Fahrenheit? Okay. I would also take, if you want to say Celsius, I would say that. 0 Kelvin, yes. 0 Kelvin is what temperature Celsius and what temperature Fahrenheit. I will take rounded values, right? 0 Kelvin is absolute 0. And so what is absolute 0 in terms of Fahrenheit? And what is absolute 0 in terms of Celsius? All right. Either one of those will suffice. If you have both of them, kudos to you. Just double up 144 and give yourself 288. Why? Why not? You know what? This is my game. I can say whatever I can set up the game however I want. We can do it however we want. however we want. Yes, I can assure you, if you continue with those comments, I'm going to block you. By the way, that is to someone on TikTok, in case you're not on TikTok. I can assure you that these numbers are very low. They are, in fact, below 0. I will give you that hint. Ooh, that is indeed close. That is very close. All right, now 0 Kelvin, absolute 0. Obviously, we definitely looked up the answer. Okay. Obviously, we looked up the answer. However, absolute 0 in terms of Fahrenheit. Yes, that checks out. Absolute 0 in terms of Fahrenheit. We're going to round it. That would be negative 460 degrees Fahrenheit. And absolute 0 in terms of Celsius is negative 273 degrees. All right. So if you said both of those, if you got both of those, give yourselves 288 points. If you got one of those, give yourselves 144. If you said neither of those, take away 144 and, find a shoulder to cry on. Moving on to question next. Question 7. All right. Let's see how many points question 7 is going to be worth. Let's spin the wheel. Let's shovel them up and spin the wheel. Here we go. One more time. Everybody's feeling right. It's 1 point. Only one? No way. All right, so through 7 questions, we are only ripping 191 points, which is crazy because the max value on this wheel is 233. So, hey, it is what it is. All right, question 7 for 1 point. Okay. Let's find a good one. Okay, this is a fun one. For 1 point, question 7. What is the only letter not found in any U.S. state name? All right. What is the only letter not found in any U.S. state name? Okay, there is one person who will be banned from my TikTok Live after this episode. I'm sure you know who you are. But, yes, think about this proper. Was the only letter not in any U.S. state name? Yes, that would be Qu. Yes, this is in fact not Quebec or Quebec. But in U.S. state names, you will not find the letter Q. So for 1 point, question 7, the answer is Q. Those of you saying X, New Mexico, Texas, LOL. Yes, indeed. Now moving on to question 8. Your 8th and final question is going to be worth 13 points. Not terrible. Not whatever. So for 204 total points. Man, 2 low rounds back to back. Unbelievable. Tis what it is. All right. For 204 points, let's find a good one. Let's find a good. Okay. All right, we probably okay, yeah. Yeah. Man, I am really flapping my wings here. Okay, cool. This is a good one. Question 8, final question, 13 points. What is the smallest country in the world? What is the smallest country in the world? If you don't look this up, I'd be shocked if you knew that this was even a country, TBH. However, ever, haha. Man, I've really been in a humming mood, a singing mood. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, FR. Stop hating. NGL. Text to speech. Nonchalant. LOL. All right. Anyway, this is actually one of the most well-known places in the entire world. It is synonymous with arguably the biggest club in the world. One of the biggest clubs in the world. Some say there are catacombs beneath it that hold many secrets and documents. But 'tis what it is. So, the smallest country in the world, question 8, 13 points, capping off a 204-point round, is the Vatican City. Right? The Vatican is the smallest country in the world. Yes, the Vatican is a country. All right. That has been episode 16. Holy biscuits. That has been episode 16. All right. Just a bunch of random cues for the fun of it. 'Tis what it is. As always, I have absolutely no clue how to post active links on YouTube or any of the others, but I do have active links in Spotify for my books, Winston Feathersby, I'll let you know how it goes, and Dream Journal. You can find my email down there as well, and, shoot me something and say, what's up, guy? What's up, as well as like, hey, dude, can you do an episode on this? And I'll be like, yeah, for sure. And then I'll do an episode on that, and then we'll have a good time and come play live and all that jazz. So, yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do here. And yes, we will see you next time for episode 17, probably next week, next Wednesday, live again. Hit us up on TikTok or YouTube and have a good time. Tata, kittens.